For nearly 2,000 years, one name has been synonymous with the ultimate betrayal: Judas Iscariot, the disciple who handed his teacher over to the authorities for 30 pieces of silver. But in the 1970s, Egyptian farmers made a discovery. Tucked away in a limestone burial cave near Al-Minya, they found a crumbling papyrus book from the 2nd century. After decades of passing through the antiquities market, it was finally restored and translated in 2006. It's known as the Codex Chakos, and inside its pages is a text called the Gospel of Judas. In this text, Judas isn't the villain. He is actually the only disciple who truly understands Jesus, acting as his closest confidant and most trusted accomplice. To understand how the world's most famous traitor could be seen as a hero, we have to let go of our traditional view of the universe. We need to step into the mindset of an early Christian group known as the Gnostics. This diagram shows the Gnostic view of reality. At the very top of existence, far removed from our physical world, is a perfect entity of light they called the Great Invisible Spirit. This is the true God. But if we look down at the lower tier, we see our physical earth. The Gnostics believed the true God didn't build our world. Instead, it was constructed by lower, rogue creator angels, beings with names like Saklas and Yaldabaoth. Think of them as cosmic wardens. These wardens are flawed and ignorant. They genuinely believe they are the supreme rulers of everything. They demand worship from humanity, while actively hiding the existence of the true God who lives far above them. In this worldview, the physical universe is not a beautiful divine creation. Instead, it is a harsh, maximum security prison designed specifically to keep all of humanity trapped and oblivious. This is how the Gnostics viewed human bodies, as literal meat suits. They saw the body as a biological cell built by the wardens to trap a tiny spark of the true God's light inside physical matter. This explains a strange moment in the text where Jesus laughs at his disciples while they are praying. He laughs because they are praying to the lower creator God. To him, they look like prisoners who have fallen in love with their warden. The only way out is through what they called gnosis. This isn't just learning facts, it's that sudden, profound realization where you finally see the world as a trap. Once you truly recognize the prison, that insight dissolves the cell, letting the divine spark float free and travel upward. For the Gnostics, salvation doesn't mean your physical body gets resurrected. Salvation means the cell is destroyed, so your spirit can finally escape the simulation. This brings us back to Jesus and Judas. In this text, Jesus is an undercover emissary sent from the true God. But to enter our world, he had to take on one of these physical bodies, meaning he is also temporarily trapped inside a biological cell. Out of all the followers, Judas is the only one who possesses the gnosis, the insight, to recognize where Jesus actually came from and to understand the escape plan. Jesus gives Judas a very specific, direct command. He tells him, "You will sacrifice the man that clothes me." He is asking Judas to help destroy his physical shell so that his trapped inner spirit can be released. There is no greed here and no betrayal. Judas is simply a loyal disciple carrying out a difficult mission for his teacher. Handing Jesus over to the authorities wasn't an act of treason. It was an orchestrated inside job. Judas performs the ultimate service by facilitating his master's cosmic jailbreak. Historians don't view this as a literal record of what happened in the 1st century. Instead, they treat it as a fascinating artifact of what some Christians believed 100 years later. Modern scholars still debate the exact meaning, with some arguing the text actually paints Judas as a tragic figure rather than a pure hero. Regardless, the Gospel of Judas proves that early Christianity was incredibly diverse. It reveals an ancient community that looked at a dark world, saw a prison, and believed that true freedom required looking past the physical to aim for the stars.